So tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
So we are a children's book publisher, and we primarily focus on the direct-to-consumer channel. Sets us apart, the big boys, the Penguin Random Houses, the Hachette's, the Harpers, et cetera, et cetera. We don't do any retail. We just want to build a one-to-one relationship with the customer.
And how long have you been doing that?
We sold our first book in November of 2017.
Your company is interesting in that you have tens of thousands of titles that you manage. How many SKUs do you guys manage right now?
We have 150 books and change. Each one of those books is available in 3 formats: hardcover, paperback, and ebook. And then when you add in some match bundle, there are a ton of SKUs. And then we import a variety of SKUs and dropship titles from other authors where we have a gap or it's a fast mover that we can just mail to our list.
Awesome. Other than the fact that you and I are old friends, why did you decide to use Checkout Champ?
We started on Shopify, and because that's what people do. And I think for anybody launching a new product, then when you really look at what the value of Shopify is day one, and then what it becomes, it sort of migrates. So day one, it's very easy to put up a couple product images, write a description, and just get a page built. Then the other value lift comes from the ability to integrate with third-party services. So you want to use a ship station to ship. You want to use a PostScript or Attentive for SMS or Klaviyo for email. It is a wonderful connector. And that's great. But then we hit that point. We started customizing a lot of stuff. And we started customizing the cart. We started customizing the product pages, our upsells and downsells. And at the end of the day, we market through a funnel. We do not send anybody to the store, right? And so that's where things start to get a little bit more difficult. For example, if you own a dress shop and you were selling somebody a top or pants or a purse or something along those lines, but what happens if your front-end product is pants? Well, maybe the cross-sell isn't a dress, and you want to change the mix and match and have full control, along with the ability to manage upsells and downsells. But as you start sending enough traffic where you have enough volume where you can get statistical relevance off of small tweaks, you need something with a little bit more horsepower. And really the control to move these people through the different stages all the way to checkout and then post-purchase experience. So today, we use Checkout Champ for Wait. It is the hub of our wheel. It's just a very easy kind of connector.
So your expectations when you started your store was to be able to customize the checkout experience, the upsell and downsell flows as it related to the products that your customers were putting into their cart.
I'll give you a real world. We sell a lot of social emotional books from my doctor's work that do very, very well. And the number one upsell for that is going to be printables. I want worksheets. I want workbooks. How do I actually exercise what I just learned through your books? Yeah. We also sell a lot of Christmas books. What do you want with the Christmas book? Well, I want animated read-alongs. I don't want printables. I don't need worksheets on how to build a snowman. And so a lot of that is just sort of the product correlation and how do you really sort of build that flow? And that is very difficult in Shopify.
Got it. What are the top 3 changes that you noticed with Checkout Champ?
I think the biggest needle mover for us out of the gate was the ability to customize the upsell and downsell pages.
If someone came to you and said, Jason, I'm thinking about using Checkout Champ, were your biggest challenges switching from Shopify native checkout to Checkout Champ?
The biggest challenge was just understanding how to use it. You have a Jeep, right? And you know how to drive a Jeep. And then I toss you the keys to a Ferrari or an F1 race car. And you're like, dude, it's a car. Take it around. There's nuances to the platform. A lot of the challenges and frustrations that we had, it was just about getting the training wheels off and understanding here's how this works. I think anybody who uses a page builder or a new piece of software, it takes a minute to get used to it.
Would you recommend Checkout Champ to other e-com store owners?
Oh, I would. And I think one of the things that put us over the edge in making the decision was from other people I know who are using the system, or somebody that wants some flexibility in terms of running product funnels rather than just I'm just sending you into the store and there's a splash page. it just gives you all the flexibility that you would hope for and that you really want. I don't think it's for the brand new novice, but once you got enough stuff where you're like, like if I sell a book about apples, do we sell a book about bananas and a book about, or a book about oranges? Like, and then you can run some split test and get some data there, which doesn't require a tremendous amount of traffic to make an impactful change to your bottom line for the positive. I think it's a great solution.
And you bring up an interesting point. Do you believe that taking your top selling products and creating single product landing pages with a concise upsell and downsell flow is probably the best way to go when you're doing paid marketing?
For sure. I mean, our business operates this way. About 40% of orders, our customers, are repeat. And for us, we run product funnels for the faster movers, right? And then you basically build your CRM data, and then you remarket to those where you don't have the tremendous media expense, and then sell them, basically another book. And so, if somebody comes in, they have an issue, like we really, really, really focus on customer service. Then they buy one of our fast movers and then they get an email like, hey, we have this other book, or we have a new Christmas book, or we have a sale coming out. Or you don't need a really aggressive dialed in funnel for those types of sales. If they already bought from you, they don't need a full funnel.
Yeah, because it's that consumer awareness, the reputation that you've already built with them as being a brand.
It's sort of like a grocery store, like milk is really cheap or something like that. And then, by the way, we're going to mark up our salmon and strawberries, right? And so it's the hook.
Well, I have no other questions for you. I appreciate it. Jason, thanks for your time.